Hello, my name is Rosalie. Today I'll be discussing transition rights for special education students. What are transition services? They are part of the Special Ed IEP, which is an individualized education plan. It's actually designed to help the individual, the special ed student, prepare for entering the adult world. Transition services are required by the federal and state law here in Massachusetts. And here in Massachusetts, the transition services must begin at the age of 14, and they continue on to the age of 22 or until the student graduates high school. What do the services include? They should include a detailed explanation of the vision that the student has, whether that's employment or any goals that they want to achieve post-graduation. Transition services are designed to also help the student to improve in their independent skills, independent living, and for being able to advocate for themselves in the community. Why are transition services important? So the time frame between 14 and 22, or until they graduate, this time is extremely crucial for developing the special ed student and making sure that they achieve the needs, that their needs are met. And that's also to prepare them for the adult world. So it's very important that the students sit down with their parents and the IEP team, and they actually discuss and develop a transition plan that will be included in the IEP. So if you want to know very specifically the types of skills that the special education student has, when we're ready to set up the transition plan, it's important to ask the school to go ahead and evaluate the student prior to actually setting up that plan. For example, they can test on their academic skills, their technological skills, behaviors, job preferences, and basic interests. Specifically what the student wants to achieve. Once the evaluation has been completed, then the transition plan can actually be implemented. There are 3 things that must be included in this. First, it must include the student's vision post-graduation. What is it that they want to do afterwards? Make sure that they have an appropriate transition program for them. The plan must also include very detailed and very specifically outlined what the individual needs are, and that must be included in the IEP. For anything specific on how they're going to resolve or provide solutions for improving their skills. And thirdly, it must also include goals that must be measurable. So these goals will actually be able to determine whether or not they are reaching these goals or if they're behind in reaching them, whether that's academic or in independent living skills, but both goals must be measurable. In regards to the vision the student has, whether in academic or in independent living, all of those transition services must be included in the IEP. If it's not included in the IEP, there is no guarantee that the school will continue to provide and or assist the student in achieving their goals. For example, if you do not understand English or if English is not your first language, the state does provide you accessible communication throughout the transition period and the process, and developing a special education plan. It is extremely important for the forms and the paperwork that is provided to you. If you cannot read it, you can go onto our website at the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. They have 16 different languages there that are accessible to you. When it's time to go to the meeting, you must request an interpreter. If you are requiring an interpreter, you do need to ask the school in writing, send a letter to them requesting an interpreter to be present at the IEP meeting. Now, the individual you would ask, their name is actually located at the top of the IEP paper. So that name, you would go ahead and address it to them and send that over to them requesting an interpreter. It's important that the team altogether have all the information translated into your native language. The Disability Law Center, also known as the DLC, also has more details regarding the transition rights in a brochure. And there you can see that at dlc-ma.org. This manual is actually intended for parents or for students who are interested in transition services. Maybe you're looking for resources or ideas on how to address these needs. And it also covers important topics such as social skills, how to live independently in the community, and also general information regarding how to operate and function in the adult world and within the community. That brochure is actually very understandable and it's an easy read, and they have several links that you can click on. Also several videos, also legal information, sample letters, and many different resources available to you. Lawyers can access, parents can access this, students can access, so we do hope that you take advantage of those resources there. If you have any questions relating to the transition services or the processes, or you need legal advocacy or representation, you can call the DLC here in Boston, and the phone number is displayed here at the bottom. If you're needing a sign language interpreter, or if you need full legal representation, the DLC can also provide a tremendous amount of information on advocacy. Thank you.
Make sure that it's written on the top of the form that the interpreter is required for that IEP meeting before you send it off. It's important for the team to make sure all the information is translated into the appropriate language. The legal information of the DLC. There's an online article that has lots of information at dlc-ma.org. And that information is there for students, for parents, for anyone who needs services. And it gives you ideas on who to contact. The online article has so much information that's important to the area of services. For example, if you need help with social skills, independent living, how to function in the real world, or maybe even help with the community. These articles have information related to that, as well as links that you can use. There's also a video with legal information. They also have information on contacts for lawyers, so parents and students can take advantage of all that information. The transition plan, if it needs support with the DLC, in Boston, there's the phone number. They can provide an interpreter in any language you need, and they will give you full legal support. The DLC has a copious amount of information to to support you. Thank you.